Okay, I'm here with Concierge Bitte, our forthcoming release on IDMf net label, IDMf032. He's going to talk a little bit about his release and about himself. So, welcome.
Yeah, welcome, man.
Okay, would you like to tell us maybe what your influences are?
Yeah, of course. I think basically I just, like every human, I just get influenced by different things that happen around me. Like first my childhood, and the sounds of my surrounding, and then later the real world outside, and anything that just happens around you. But basically I get influenced by certain different artists and by certain ways of technology and civilization techniques that you can think about. It's basically I was made to sing in choirs, and I had to learn different instruments to get to this stuff. Now I was first learning guitar and piano. I think it was between like 8 and 10. And then I learned the trombone.
And the trombone?
Exactly.
Okay.
That was the trombone time. But then already like around 11, 12 I was really in the verge of making something more electronic with the computer, and then I just listened to this strange DJ set of Sven Fate on the radio.
Okay.
It kicked me really into these new sounds. They are already new from the computer. And yeah, this was definitely when it just changed over a bit to the modern times electronic dance music around this period. It influenced me quite a lot from then on.
Okay, cool.
And then I just took my time to different ways of jazz music, punk music, wave stuff, anything that was played by humans with some, don't know, maybe some individualistic idea about it, and not so much from the commercial side. So
to ask you a bit about your album, The Glass is Breaking. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about it and the influences behind it.
This is now coming out at the 12th or the 14th of February on IDMf. It's the number 32 on IDMf, and it's basically just what I went through since April last year. Yeah, it's just the process of the glass that was around me and was just breaking right now, and I think pretty much got influenced by what I lived through my personal life and my surrounding, and also again of my reconnection with the electronic dance movement, and just a couple of other nice producers in the electronic music scene. It just been, for me, it just revealed through the last years. Yeah.
How long did it take you to make the album?
Overall, I guess it took me like let's say like 3 weeks in total, but it was just stuff I was doing the whole year since the beginning of 2011, and I think in this period I made so many tunes that I never finished, so the actual work to do it itself was as any other artist the whole year. Yeah. It took me quite a long time to select the tracks too. I didn't really know what to take and what to use to present, because this is the first presentation of this whole art branch of myself. Yeah, so it took me quite a long time to get out what I really want to have to be on it. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit behind maybe say the track Fighter. Yeah?
The track Fighter, yeah. Track Fighter, I think that's just that was really, I think it was made really fast within an afternoon. I think this really, I really picked up on this image of being rude, being something that can be destroying. Really, that just take the force that you have and just use it on the right moment, with the right strength, with the right concentration, and it just got through with a really easy stompy beat and the two sides. I think maybe the bad word of Fighter, just hear this shifts in the song itself. Just it shows you this kind of sneaking around in the start and the intro, just searching for your prey, or just finding the right point of aggression, and then it just dissolves and the fight is over, and there's never have been any reason for a fight.
Okay.
That's a really sweet point. That's maybe why I call it Fighter. A fight will just dissolve before it even started, because you are stronger than those things. And I think, yeah, I just tried to have this was a live cut, the song. I think I just had it on a few knobs, and I just tried to combine those two words with this hard cut, with this almost drop situation that I don't know if I use it so much. This kind of typical arrangement points, having this weird intro and using drops. I'm thinking I just use whatever makes a point for me.
Okay.
And definitely work with this drop arrangement.
Fantastic. So you say you made a live cut of that. Are all the tracks on the album a live cut?
The most tracks are live cuts. I just have anything on a loop position, wherever I want to have it or how I want to have it. And I just try to make a lot of fast working structures to work out the tracks. So that the fastest for me is to just produce whatever I want to have. I want to have to get to my soup, and then I just let it roll, like whatever like dub people used to do. I just do live cuts. It just gets evolved in this specific moment.
Okay, fantastic.
Almost like creating a soup.
So what's your initial starting point for a track typically?
Yeah, I think I would just limit it down to 4 bars, 2 bars of nothing. Just fill the nothing with something that's coming out of you. And this mostly, within the last years, was more or less for beat. Sometimes a bit more broken if you're stopping, or if you're falling over something. Sometimes it's just a melody you have. It's a really typical thing, I think. In the end, the whole process of mixing and sound designing and composing is one. Yeah, it's really just one.
Okay.
There's no change in it. And if it's done in this one way and in this one moment, then for me it's mostly perfect. So mostly it's done in one day.
Is there one particular track on the album that stands out for yourself and that maybe you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, I think there's several. There's some of the tracks are just representing several. I don't know, say maybe like several spans in a lifetime. That's this track Regress. Yeah, it's really like it used to be a scene that was running here in my room for maybe 2 days all the time. Just it has just those layers, these short bars. Somehow they were like the perfect forever, and it worked out. And I played it live on some weird festival, and it felt like the perfect bullshit in this moment. Some people seem to like it, some not. I was almost giving a fight afterwards. And this special track just represents this for me, this day, and also this month. I think it was last May. Somehow tracks are diaries. Exactly. It's the hope. You hear these melodies, just trying. They're almost like church-like, and somehow they're promising something. You know, you're okay. I don't use any vocals on this whole. I didn't use any vocals on this whole record. You can hear it. Because it's just should happen inside of you. Whatever. You can think any vocals that fit too, but this melodies in this track, Regress, just give me the feeling like, yeah, it's gonna be alright. It's gonna be a nice time, but it's just this moment, so yeah. It's almost melancholic.
Okay.
Yeah. I quite like it, also because it's so strange and rough, and it's a really personal thing. Any other track is like this. But a few of them maybe were taken they were done half a year before they were finished, or maybe there's 1 or 2 tracks I started at the beginning of the year, and they're quite different.
So what's your main way of working? Do you have a particular software of choice as a sequencer, or do you mainly use hardware or instruments or what? Basically
it's all computer based. Like the most stuff here doing is in FL Studio, of course.
Okay.
And being really, because there's a super nice modular way of being the possibility of being how you can work with the parameters and your controllers. I've never seen something from other softwares in this fast workflow. This is a really shit way of arrangement, really stupid pattern-based arrangement. I rather do not use this arrangement thing. I use it for my live cuts. I really just make loop-based music in it, and then just make one live cut with it.
Okay.
Mixed down to stereo. but mostly I'm also using Cubase SX, and sometimes I'm using bass machines still. Sometimes, rarely, I'm using other systems like now here. For instance, the Amiga 500.
Oh, okay.
Or basically for this album, really doing all in a box production, typically 2011.
Okay, and other than your favourite sequencer or digital audio workstation, did you have a favourite plugin or piece of software or hardware even that you like to use? You know.
Basically, on this album, there's two things I pretty much love to use. That was my own the synth Fuck Off and Total Graph.
Okay.
Basically all over the tracks, also over Fighter. And I've been using, I must admit, I really love the Tora Verb.
Tora Verb, yeah?
From D12.
Okay,
it's really been used quite a lot. And other synthesizers basically like Tel's Noisemaker. Really quite free piece of software. I really like it, and it's really nice to be used. Also, I think I used a couple of drum synthesizers, like always.
Okay. You say you used your own plugin, Fuck Off?
Yeah, I just used it. I just made it in SynthEdit 4 years ago, and just because I was a bit more out with this free software community. Not so much now anymore in contact with some people, but I just what I got in this time, I always still like to use. For instance, stuff from Easy Zone, a good friend from this time. He did like maybe over 100 plugins now. Really good guy from Germany too. And
okay.
Yeah. Easy tools.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
So, really, sort of to end, how would you describe your style in itself?
I can't tell. I think this whole style thing, as you can see on my face, is not really how I take my approach. I just make this music with my abilities, and however it might be called, I think it has certainly to do something with techno, has to do something with how we call it bass music, and it's coming from the merge of the old and the new world. Exactly. I mean, much stuff I've been doing otherwise has been using much more from the analog world. So I'm also playing in bands. I used to play in bands quite a lot, and this specific album is just between me and my ability to control the computer.
Okay.
Exactly. Just stripped down to this.
Okay, fantastic. So, do you have any advice for any budding artists out there who're just starting out in music? What would you say to them?
Yeah, I'd say directly just stop watching these tutorials.
Yeah.
Or whatever, just start whatever you're using. You seem to just try to use it your own way. And stop using presets and stop using pre-made loops, anything. Just try to just strip down the music in your head and just try to rebuild it from the top again. It's no sense in trying to reproduce any other styles or whatever. This is a possibility for yourself to communicate with the world over sound. You don't need to talk in the other people's language or whatever. There's certainly universal things to it, and you will find them out.
Fantastic.
And don't let the software guide you. Just find a way to guide the software somehow and to become friends.
Yeah, good words of wisdom there.
Yeah.
Indeed, yeah. Okay, and so just finally, why should people download your album?
Because it's a free download. It's a really special thing, no? And this is my part of the world. This is a nice seed I put into the world. I just hope people have fun with it.
Excellent. Thanks for talking to us, Concierge Reader. You can get his release 14th of February this year on IDMf net label.